Hello everybody, and welcome back to an update on our build. I wanted to zoom in on the computer here real quick so you can see the board and its components and kind of how it went together. We want to run over this real fast with you. So far, everything, there was not anything that was really unexpected with a new build or a first time build. Every time you do a new build the first time, there's always little things that kind of come up and throw you just a little bit off or a little sideways, whether it's ordering another fan or something like that. In this case, this particular board has two storage spots, two M2 storage spots, and I was under the impression that I'd be able to get to it at a later time. However, as you can see, this is very tight in here, and there's one M2 down here, and then there's one on the back. So basically, to upgrade the one on the back, you're almost into a total rebuild state. So I took my 1 terabyte back and I got a 2 terabyte down here now, so that it hopefully that is a little bit future proof. Gives me lots of storage to work with. But there's, as you can see, if you're planning on adding storage later, that's really not in the books, right? So just to get it going here, normal install. You just install everything on your board before you put it actually in the case. Get in your CPU, your RAM, and your storage. Take off all of your plastics, all your protective plastics, because they are going to be hard to get off afterwards because it is tight in there, and take them off from the back too. And just be careful. That's going to be your easiest way to get that board in. There's only 4 connections, one here, one in each corner, and that board goes in nice and easy. The CPU went in just nice and easy, just a standard AMD with, you just put the triangle to the triangle and you just put it down and snap that latch down and it goes right in. The thing that's going to take your time on this is your AIO, and it's clocking these fans up top so that there's not too much wiring or too little of wiring to where you're going, because there's not much places where you can zip tie or you can actually push the wires back in. What I found was that by clocking my basically my RGB and my power, I ended up going out with my power over on this side and my RGB on this side. And I didn't put in any of the controls equipment. I just plugged the RGB right into the header right here on the motherboard, and that works great. And on the power here, it comes out over here, and down, or for the fans, it comes out over here, and then just plugs into the right top here. And as you can see here, this connection just goes right in up here. So that's kind of a busy little spot right up in here. But as you can see, it has plenty of space. The AIO tubes are tight, but they work. And so far the cooling has been great. It's all been within spec. Now remember, when you first start up and go into your BIOS mode, things are going to run a little wider open, so they're going to run a little hotter. Not much. They were still within spec, but they're going to run a little hotter because they're a little more wide open. Your fans are going to be on, and stuff like that. So just remember that that's a little more of a wide open mode. But after it got all started up, everything actually fell really well within specifications. And so you're not going to have to worry about cooling in this type of a setup. So far it's been running very well. So once you get your AIO set up, and that's, like I said, you're going to spend some time there just to get it all right. The tubes actually come up and they go up and they go over on this side, right? Like I said, power on this side and RGB on this side. Once you get that in and set up, these are still a little bit flexible at that time. You're going to want to put in your power over here, right? And those route down through here. And so you're going to have, it comes out from the bottom. And so you're definitely going to want a modular power supply over here, because otherwise you're going to have just too many wires and they're just not going to fit. So this all routes nice and easy. You got your 24 pin here, you got your power here, And then you got your other one for your GPU just coming out to the back. Let me just show you that real quick. All right, so it just comes out from the bottom of there. It just comes up, just plugs right in. Very, very easy. You can see some of your, your control pins there for the front of your computer, or the side in this case. Your power switches and audio, stuff like that. USB-C. Overall, these fans don't run unless it's hot. This fan does not run unless it's hot too. So overall, this is a very quiet machine. You can barely even hear it. These fans up here do run, but they're very quiet. So very impressed. They're not. You don't hear that, but you can feel the air moving through here. So airflow is great. None of these. I wanted to get in here nice and tight so you could see, but none of these wires actually are sitting on the RAM. Everything's lifted off. Even the tubes here are lifted off the RAM. So you could put more RAM in there if you needed to at a future time. So after your AIO, power supply, and then of course the last thing is just the GPU. And basically how that works, if you with like this little build, there is a header on the the normal slot on the motherboard, and then there's a header that kind of comes around and comes back up in here. Let's see if you can see that, and goes and attaches right up in here, and then you just attach it normally on the back. So it's actually pretty stable in there. There's no kickstand or anything like that. It's solid. And there you go. Like I said, so far, this is a very solid computer. I think, like I said, it's running 14B models right now, 14B LLM models, DeepSeek, Qwen, and they've also tried LLaMA on it, but that obviously that's just an 8B. But like I said, we're happy with the performance. We're looking really forward to running the OpenClaw system on this. I think it's going to handle it well. It has the capabilities. So if you're thinking about a small build and having a great computer, no matter actually what you use this thing for, it's going to be a good little system for you. It's compact. It doesn't take up a lot of space. It's not loud. And if you were just going by weight, this thing actually is solid. So there you go. We're going to do some updates on our future OpenClaw builds. So stay tuned, and thanks for watching.